Jay McLean, baby.
Bringing through, introducing you to Sister Rashida of Strand Sahara. I'm sorry for the misquotation there, you know what I mean, Sister Rashida. Just introduce the people to yourself and what you do.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to my brother Daniel for also recommending me for this show. I'm so grateful for that, and to now be connected with you, because I've been enjoying so much of what's going on today. But everyone, my name is Rashida Abdulai. I'm actually an award-winning lawyer, I'm pleased to say, and have founded in 2018 the first ever legal platform for Africa-focused businesses and startups and SMEs in particular, with the aim of finally creating more African-owned corporations. Wow. My background is in the corporate world. So I guess against the odds, frankly, I managed to get into one of the world's largest law firms and one of the most elitist professions here in the UK. We know how tough it is. And whilst I was there, you couldn't help but feel the sense that you didn't belong, or that, this wasn't a space for you. And I think that's something that probably all of us experience to some extent, and we just work through it. But what I came to realize in staying in that position, I was facilitating and enabling a system that was continuing to hold, my Black brothers and sisters, my African brothers and sisters down. And I couldn't do that in good conscience anymore. I also realized that the skills, the expertise that I had gained in that position, working in this law firm, operating for just under 10 years, helping big corporates do business all over the world, and specifically in Africa, that I could use those skills to help build up African-owned businesses. And actually, that would be a much better use of my time, my energy, my ideas, my resources, and frankly, would have more of an impact that's going to be beneficial, not just for me and my family, but for the whole community, because there are not enough commercial corporate business lawyers who are tailoring a service for Black business owners. And that's the truth. Daniel mentioned the fact that there's a lack of official statistics, government statistics on Black businesses. But there was a survey that was done, I think it was in 2013, by the Lib Dem Labour Coalition government through the Race Disparity Unit. And that found, in particular, that some of the issues that Black-owned businesses face are around funding, but related to that, professional services support. They were failing to get the funding primarily because they're unable to pass the due diligence requirements of the banks, the angel investors, the VCs, the private equity firms. And this is all legal work. It's simply a matter of having your legal affairs in order such that you're able to pass those tests. There's also a financial element to it as well. So we need more accountants who are helping, our businesses to have the finance and accounting knowledge and know-how to be able to present their business in a way that means that you're able to get the investment you need if that's what you need. But more importantly, build a business that's able to scale, to reach the level where you can employ hundreds of people, become the next corporates, and make our own tables instead of having to navigate and fit into spaces that, don't really welcome us. So the business is called Strand Sahara. It's online. It connects not just UK-based businesses, but also businesses in 6 African countries that we currently operate in as well. That's Nigeria, Tanzania, Angola, Kenya, and what's the last one? Uganda. Ghana soon to come as well. And so what I would love to do is just to really facilitate the building of more African-owned corporates and build a network of those entrepreneurs so that we can support each other and focus on building these large-scale businesses to create the jobs, create the prosperity, and ultimately the economic empowerment that we need.
Sis, I mean, all of that sounds beautiful. I like, you know, I admire the 30-second pitch that you did at the beginning. Really,
Wow.
yeah, it's powerful stuff. I want to ask you. So, all right. So you've mentioned a number of nations. Most of them, from what I remember, are in East Africa. Am I correct?
West and East.
Yeah,
so Nigeria, Ghana in the West, and then the rest are in the East. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm hearing that a lot, because a lot of us in the UK often have linkages to the Caribbean and West Africa. Yeah, those are the dominant communities. But a lot of us in terms of investment now are going towards East Africa. Yeah, no matter where we come from on the continent, there seems to be something going on with East Africa. Is it the case that there's something going on in East Africa that is making it more open, or making the possibilities more open for Africans in the UK?
So generally speaking, I would say that there are two key elements when you're looking at investment. There's the opportunity, but then there's also the risk. And so you're always looking to balance the two. And, you know, I always say, if you want to invest in Africa, don't only invest in the country that, you know, you have a tie to from a family connection or anything like that. Look for the best business opportunity. And so I think West Africa holds a lot of the best opportunities. You've got the biggest market. You've got, people with a lot of money to spend, the growing middle class. You've got the ties to the UK, the same time zone, all of that stuff, which is great. But the risk side is often higher because of issues like how difficult it can be to set up a business, bureaucratic issues, unfortunately issues around, you know, not being able to necessarily get the government officials to do their job without paying them extra, or having somebody who's able to, you know, convince them. And all of these factors just mean that it can sometimes be a more difficult market to navigate, especially remotely. Having said that, though, the other thing to think about is your industry, because that will also determine which market is best for you. You know, if you're going into a business that requires a lot of contact with government bodies, then you're going to be more concerned about corruption within government. But if instead your service is, say, a tech company, which is direct to consumers, and it's a fintech, then your biggest concern is having a big enough market. So West Africa is perfect for that. So I would say that, you know, if people are looking to East Africa, it's probably a combination of the type of business that they're in, the risk that they're willing to take, especially if they're not on the ground personally. And also often there's language barriers as well. So one of the countries we cover is Angola, which is actually on the west side, but more towards the southern end of Africa. But there, the official language is Portuguese. So that also creates issues for people in the UK who speak English and want to, you know, have a level of confidence that an English-speaking country gives them. So that's what I would say. I don't think there's a preference for East Africa as such. It's just, you know, you've got to weigh up all of these different factors when you're looking to invest.
Seen. Stella B, if you've got a question, please come through.
I just wanted to shout out some of the comments, sis, because people are very impressed by what you're doing. Some chaos is going on in the background. Please ignore the noise. Great to see Strand Sahara here in the panel. Rashida has been doing incredible work. That's from Eileen. Then we've got someone who says, great to see the sister we met at the 360 Black Investor event. There are so many of these events going on, isn't there, sis? People don't really normally know. They don't find out about these things till the very last minute. That's another thing we have to do, is connect people to these networking opportunities. This is begin to build those circles. How have you managed to build such a huge and vast network, you know, all around the globe? How have you managed to do that, sis?
So, you know, it was a function really of being in that big firm and being responsible for doing a lot of the Africa work. So I was going out to the continent all the time and connecting with lawyers specifically and business people in lots of different African countries. And it was just the most amazing experience. And it meant that I now had this great network of individuals and business owners and could then capitalize on that really when I decided that I wanted to leave the corporate world and actually focus specifically on them.
Play chess.
Sorry?
You played the chess. You played chess.
Yeah. Well, you know, but the thing is, you can't go to the continent and see what you see and it not change you. That, right. You know, the first time I went to Nigeria, I was shocked. It was traumatic to see what I was seeing, but it was normal, you know, that to have children on the street, to have you know, people driving up to this wonderful sparkly hotel, and then right next to it, then people literally living without a cover over their head, and all of these things that, you know, you just wonder why it is that way. And then the more I realized that actually so much of the wealth in the world comes from Africa, the natural resources on the continent, and yet, you know, I couldn't understand what's going on here. And it's not easy to then very quickly see that what we're seeing now is the remnants of colonialism, and the fact that a lot of that value is still to this day being taken away from Africa and used in the West. A lot of the biggest corporations in Africa are based in the West. So where do their profits go? To shareholders in the West. You know, they're not reinvested. They're not built. They're not used to build real estate, to build hospitals, all of the things that we need. And so I really felt that actually helping to build more businesses that are African, that are based in Africa, whose profits will be reinvested, whose will create jobs, was the way forward.
Definitely. And it's so powerful. It's so empowering. It's such a deep point, sis, in terms of recognizing that disparity and not continuing in that legacy of colonialism and you know, repeating the same pattern when we don't come from that, really. So yeah, I just want to say big up, love and blessings, family. That's Mike Assassin, who's tuned in. We've got more love coming from Elaine Cunningham Walker. She's saying, love, Rashida, to you. I've got here, yes, Tanzania. The Tanzanian president was very impressive, analysing some of the COVID-19 test kits, but that's a story for another day. Great to see, sister. I've already read that one out. So yeah, it's all popping up on the chat room. It's going really well, my sister, and we really appreciate you coming in to talk live on air about what you're doing. How can people support what you're doing? How can people get involved, get to speak to you? What is the way that they can?
So please visit us at strandsahara.com. Strand like a strand of hair, Sahara like the desert. And
by the way, can I?
The name?
What the name is that? Yes.
Yeah, so it actually came out of a discussion between the founders of the business. We all realized that we'd all studied law in the centre of London at King's College London, which is on the Strand. It's the heart of legal London, and a lot of people say it's the heart of the legal world, really, because English law is the foundation for the laws in so many places around the world, from the US, you know, all the way through to the English-speaking African countries that we operate in. So we combined that with Sahara to just illustrate that we are bridging the two. It's just part of who we are. You know, I'm born in the UK, but my roots are in Barbados and Sierra Leone in West Africa. And so, yeah.
I went to Sierra Leone last year. You know, I wish I got COVID-19 in there. You know, the lockdown. It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, couldn't be anywhere better to be locked down, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's about combining that, you know, not eschewing the fact that I have this UK, because if anything, it's that expertise and that experience that's put me in a position to do something now, but it's using that expertise in the right way. And so I'm focused on Sahara and Africa now. So bringing the two together.
Amazing. Thank you, sis. We've got your details there. We've had it up. Everyone, please do support Vanessa Fisher, the actress. Yes, I see you. She's also Sierra Leonean, so that's where she's saying, yay! You up. Salon, we they are. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible with the pigeon.
That was good. That was not bad.
Okay. How you day, you know? Okay, so what we'll do now, I think Shakira, can we bring in more people as well to join our
Not
system?
quite, not yet, because we got to get through to brother Asari St. Hill, who's waiting in the background.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and we've got a special surprise guest after that, and then we'll get to Nuakai, Aisha, Daryl, and another who's Alicia, who's come through. Yeah, so I'm thanking you for your patience. But it's just set go right today, Kings and Queens. But yeah, we've got a surprise guest coming through as well. Sister Rashida, you have made the most impressive presentation of yourself and your work, and we are sure that it will yield benefits and fruits in the future, as we are sure that we will be linking with you once again as gotKushTV. So thank you for
you're a small feat that that law business. I know that much, so that's amazing. You're an amazing person. Getting to that high rank of law. It's not easy.
Indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Queens. All right.
Jay McLean, baby. Are you black and proud? Are you cultured and know enough about your history to at least know you came from greatness and not slavery? Did you know that the wealthiest person in all history was a black man, Mansa Musa I of Mali, a 14th century African king? Black people are tired of feeling economically deprived. Have you ever felt that black people should have progressed in this country much more than we are currently? In fact, it seems like we're sliding backwards instead of moving forward. Are you tired of the lack of resources and feeling drained? Have you observed our communities being gentrified? Have you noticed our youth feeling like the elders never left anything behind for them? Now we have to start life from scratch. We are in a very depressed state as a result of all of these factors. We are creating an opportunity to empower our community to do something about this situation, using one tool that gives us a fighting chance: education. With our new show, we intend to help our audience to be informed about the economic state of the black community and its connection to their lack of money, to be educated to a new solution paradigm, namely group economics. Find outlets and resources to practice group economics. You will also learn directly from top scholars and entrepreneurs about the paths to success. Learn more about the history of blacks and of black businesses in the UK. Learn where black businesses are located in the UK. Learn the code of conduct for practicing group economics. Learn directly from top scholars and entrepreneurs about the paths to success. It's a 30-minute show hosted by Diana Powell. Each week, she'll start with a weekly introduction to group economics. She will then bring on top scholars such as Robin Walker to discuss a historical situation in which group economics played a part. The likes of Shell Phoenix to discuss black people's spending power and other spending behaviour. Next, Charmaine Simpson, who explores the mechanics of group economics and what black people should be doing now. Lastly, weekly, the audience is introduced to actual businesses in the community they can support right away. We invite you to tune into the Black Group Economics Business Show, the solution to the lack of money in the black community, every month on gotKushTV.